If you have a busy life, juggling family, friends, a job, your household, it stands to reason that periodically life gets stressful. You get thrown a curveball, and whether or not that's loss of a job, a loved one gets ill and needs your care, an elderly parent who needs your care, financial problems erupt, or a world pandemic, it just stands to reason that part of the human condition is that we cycle in and out of stressful periods in our lives. And somehow we make it through it, and then life starts to calm down again. But so often when that happens, and we're starting to feel a little bit more relaxed, a little more optimistic towards the future, all is pretty okay until we step on the scale. And then the number is shocking, and that stress skyrockets right back. If you have experienced this, and if you're frustrated by this, you have come to the right place. I'm Ellen Goldman from L&G Coaching, and I help really busy folks get self-care back on their to-do list and learn how to tweak their daily habits to support health and well-being and energy. And I want to talk to you today about this connection between stressful periods of our life and weight gain. Is it inevitable? Does it have to happen that way? Why does it happen that way? But much more importantly, what you can do about it. So if you've been with me here on my little corner of the internet, on my YouTube channel before, welcome back. And if you're new, I welcome you and I hope that you're going to find tremendous value in my videos. And please make sure you subscribe. The button's right up there so that you get alerts so that you know when I post more videos. But today we're specifically going to talk about that connection between stressful periods of time and how to combat the weight gain that so often comes with it. I think it's really important that you understand, why does that happen? So think about it. You know, when your world turns upside down and gets chaotic due to the stress that you're trying to manage, so does your routine. It gets thrown upside down as well. And there are probably, I'm almost going to say definitely, things that you do on a normal basis when life is kind of even keel, that when it gets erupted and disrupted, turn upside down, and those fall through the wayside. So whether that's getting to the grocery store to buy those healthy foods, whether it's going to do your workouts on a regular basis, even getting in daily meditation, journaling, all the things that you do for yourself for self-care, when life gets really stressful, they're not a priority. All of your efforts, all of your thoughts go into managing the crisis. You know, secondly, when we're feeling tremendous stress, we don't even realize that we're doing it, but we look to anything that will bring some comfort during the storm. And quite often, that's comfort foods. We may not be conscious of it, but we begin to reach for the same kind of foods that brought us comfort when we were kids. So whether that's ice cream or macaroni and cheese or just warm, cheesy casseroles, we just tend to look for the foods that just feel comforting. And, you know, that can be a problem when you're going to eventually step on the scale and realize that that change in the types of food you're eating have dramatically changed the number as well. You know, you're dealing with time constraints. When you suddenly have a crisis that you're trying to manage, you're kind of burning the candle on both ends. You're trying to fit in more than you normally do. And so quite often, sleep gets disrupted. You don't get to bed the same time. Maybe you're getting up earlier. And when you do finally get to bed, you can't fall asleep. Or you wake in the middle of the night and your worried brain starts to go round and round and round. Well, we know that ongoing sleep deprivation actually disrupts the hormones that control our appetite. We have two hormones. One is called ghrelin, one is called leptin. Ghrelin is the one that says, I'm hungry. Sleep deprivation causes it to increase. And then there's leptin that says, I'm satisfied. And we know that chronic sleep deprivation causes it to decrease. So your hormones are actually telling you to eat more food. We also know from years and years of research that ongoing stress causes a spike in the hormone, the stress hormone, it's called cortisol. And there is a definite link between increased blood cortisol levels and obesity. So, all these factors are working against you. And the longer the stress continues, hey, look at the world we're living in now, the longer these things are going to be disrupted and cause havoc in you trying to maintain a healthy body weight. So what do we do about it? There's plenty that you can do about it. Making a decision today to do something differently. And the first, and I think super important step you need to take is to really elevate your self-compassion. You know, you're human. You're doing the best you can because you're a caring and wonderful and loving person. When you're helping out in a crisis, when you're dealing with stress, especially if it's with somebody that you love and you're concerned about, or even yourself, loss of a job, loss of income, any of that, you just are doing the best you can. So stop beating yourself up. It is not helpful. Increase your self-compassion. Understand that this happened and it's okay. You are able and capable to do something about it. You just need to shift your mindset and you need to shift your habits. And that's doable. Next, I think you need to take some time to really think about what is your motivation right now, today, to take off extra pounds, to lose weight. If you have a history of having gone through a period where you lost a lot of weight in the past, your motivations might have been way different back then. What is your reasoning now? I challenge you to sit down and make a list of a dozen, you heard me right, a dozen reasons why it is important to you right now to lose the extra weight. And keep those motivators listed nearby to keep you going and keep you kind of driven on a daily basis. Next, remind yourself, you have the skills already to maintain a healthy body weight. Think back to the last time that you were doing pretty okay with your weight, managing it pretty nicely. You were doing some things on an ongoing basis, your daily habits. Analyze them. Think back to that time. Think back to your routine. What were you doing on a daily and weekly and monthly basis that helped you maintain a healthy body weight? That's what you need to get back to. You also might want to think about tools. Tools can be super helpful once you make the decision, I want change. So what are the tools for weight loss? You've got to step on the scale on a fairly regular basis. Now, I don't recommend daily weigh-ins. I think there's just way too much fluctuation. But when you're monitoring your weight, I do believe that you should step on the scale at least once to twice a week, using it strictly as an educational tool. Not as today you're a good girl or boy, or you're a lousy person because you're not doing a good job. No, it's an educational tool. It should not direct your moods and your emotions. It should either tell you what I'm doing is working, the scale is heading in the right direction, or I'm off track and I need to recalculate. That's the only reason. But ongoing weighing is what's going to keep you conscious of the daily habits you are implementing and whether they're working for you, whether or not you need a change. Maybe you need a new approach too. If you think back to what you were doing when you were maintaining your weight, maybe you were going to spin class 3 times a week, and maybe now that spin class doesn't exist anymore because of some shutdowns and it's not available the way it was. Maybe you were exercising completely on your own and now you need the camaraderie of a group. Well, you may not be able to get that group in your immediate location right now, but wow, there's lots of fun groups online. So just be creative and think, do I need something different? Maybe you've always dieted on your own and now you need a support group. Weight Watchers is online. Now, I'm not a big diet person. I don't believe in going on strict diets. However, support really helps. Think about hiring a coach. I'd love to talk to you about that if that might be something that will help you. And last but not least, I want you to think about the things in your life that are working really well for you. What personal strengths do you bring to the table to make those things work well? Are you highly organized? Are you super determined? Are you a great analytical thinker and problem solver? Think about your strengths and ask yourself the question, how can you use those strengths now to help you with the challenge of taking off those excess pounds? So let's go through that again. Here's the mind shift that you need to make and the tools to put into place to get there. 1, elevate self-compassion. Stop beating yourself up. 2, really get clear on what your motivation is right now, today, in the current situation. Why is it important for you to lose weight? 3, what skills have you used in the past? You have them? Pull them out again. Analyze that old routine. Was it, meal planning? Was it getting to the supermarket on a regular basis? Was it scheduling your exercise? Whatever you were doing that worked for you in the past, it's time to bring that back to your current routine. Next, think about tools. What might help you? Food diary, weight scales, any tools that you think will help, try them. Try that new approach. Do something different than you've done before, and definitely analyze it as you go along to see if it's helping. And last but not least, really plug into your core personal strengths, the things about you that are wonderful and help you accomplish the many things that you do have going really well in your life, and start utilizing them for this challenge. So I hope that is helpful. Please put down in the comments below what you're going to start doing today differently to help you get back on track to maintaining that healthy, happy body weight. Also, remember that maintaining a healthy weight really comes down to your daily habits. You might want to take a look at my book, and I'll link it down below so that you can take a look and see if that might be something that will help you. Mastering the Inner Game of Weight Loss, which is really a strategy to losing weight without going on a diet. And certainly I'd love for you to, if this was helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and look forward to notifications when I come back with other videos, all things health and wellness for very busy people like you. Bye for now.